Hey friends, I'm Lisa with Made to Create with Lisa, and today we are going to make another cute Christmas project that we will be able to sit out and enjoy just during the Christmas season whenever you're going to start pulling it out and get ready to decorate. I'm not there yet, but we need to start making stuff so that we'll be ready, right? All right, I need to find my piece. Today we are going to use one of these wooden blocks from the Dollar Tree. And these can just be found in the regular crafting section. So they're not a part of like the Christmas decor stuff that's hard to find, you know, when it sells out really fast. This they carry all the time. So it's just a regular wood block. And you know what? I don't know the size. It's a little over a 2-inch square. And they're really, really lightweight. I don't know if they're made out of balsa wood, but this is what we're gonna use today, okay? So I think that what we're gonna do is just dive right in. And there's a fly flying around here today and it's driving me crazy. All right, so let's dive in and I will point you down. Okay, are we straight? I think so. Okay, so today we're going to use this block, and we are also going to use the painted Christmas suite of papers, which are beautiful. I did a retreat with these about, I don't know, a month or so ago, and so I really got to know the product really well, and these papers are so pretty. And they're also kind of fun too. Some of them are beautiful and some of them are a little bit more whimsical, like this one here. It's a kind of a more of a true red and then several different shades of green. So it's really fun to play with and easy to produce stuff with. All right, so what I did is, this is my sample, but I'll show you what I already did. All right, so what I did is I painted 2 sides of my block with red paint. I think I used chalk paint, but I don't think that that matters. It's just that chalk paint gives a deeper finish and you don't need to do as many coats. Okay, so I just did 2 sides, which means that we're gonna cover 4 of the sides with the paper. So I pre-cut 4 pieces that will go on our block perfectly, okay? So that is the first thing we need to do. Do you like my Band-Aid here? So this weekend was a huge family dinner for our birthday season. It's many of our birthdays this year. Okay, we're gonna use my matte Mod Podge and just a foam brush. And that's how we're going to adhere the DSP to our block. Anyway, so I was doing the dishes at the end of the night and a knife fell off the counter and yes, you guessed it, I reached out to catch it. And it completely sliced through the back of my finger and wow, did that hurt. So that is why I have this lovely Band-Aid today. My husband actually put that glue stuff on it because he said that I actually might even need stitches. It sliced so deeply. But we will just hope that the glue works and move on. Okay, so I'm giving this a nice press to make sure that it's all adhered. And then we'll go to the next design. I think that I'll do this one next. So with the Mod Podge, you just do a nice coat. So it's not too much because otherwise your paper will start bubbling, okay? And you definitely don't want that. But you don't want too little because then the paper actually starts peeling off. And you obviously don't want that either. All right, whoops, I slid that a little bit. All right, hey Marty, how are you? Yes, it was a debacle in the kitchen. But the nice thing was is that since my finger was bleeding like crazy, I was able to have some other people help me with the dishes. So maybe it was a good plan after all. All right, make sure that all your corners are really nice and adhered before you go to the next side. All right. So I made, okay, it has been so stormy here in Washington. I'm in Washington State, right on the southern border, and it has been so stormy this weekend. The wind is blowing like crazy and the rain. So it was kind of an absolutely perfect soup weekend, and that is what I made. I made 2 huge stock pots of soup, and I made baguettes. Do any of you bake bread? My mom always made bread growing up, and so I make bread too. I don't make it all the time, but I love it. I'm definitely not a pro, but I do love making fresh bread. There's kind of nothing like a fresh loaf of bread out of the oven. And now I'm just going to make us all hungry. Hey, Chris, you're with me on your lunch break again? Okay. All right, so that's the last side. So let's get it nice and adhered. Really stuck down. And I think that's good. So now we will put our brush away inside my Ziploc bag so it doesn't dry out. And we'll put the lid on our Mod Podge because we're done with that. If I can get my lid on here. Let's see. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this on the screen or not, but there are some edges that do go up a little tiny bit over the edge, okay? And so anytime you do that, whenever you cover a wood piece with, whenever you cover something wood with paper and there's any edge hanging over, you just get some sort of sanding block and you just sand. Now you always go against the edge. You don't go backwards because then it will start peeling your paper back off. And so this actually isn't that bad, but because I did one edge, you kind of want to do all so they just match. Okay, especially because I painted it and it kind of starts to make it look a little bit distressed. So you want to make sure that all of your edges match. Okay, I didn't need to do much. It's really this side that actually had more issues. So can you see that it starts to take off the edge of the paper there? And it makes just a really nice finished edge. Hey, Margie. Oh, it's stormy there today too? Oh no, you missed it. Yeah, it's been really storming here. My son came home for the weekend from college to join in the birthday fun. And so he's actually driving back right now. I hope it's not raining the whole way for him. He goes to college about 3 hours away, and it was fun to see him this weekend. So we were celebrating 5 or 6 birthdays this weekend. My daughters, my sons, my husband, myself, and my twin brother. We all have birthdays within a couple weeks of each other. Okay, now I don't know if you can see the difference, but it's a huge difference once you've gotten all the edges really nice. So let me wipe off my mess here. There we go. Okay, so now that your edges are nice and finished, it just makes it look like a more finished piece. Okay, so what I already did is made a couple others. Okay. So for this project, for what I'm envisioning at least, you can do whatever you want, but I'm envisioning 3, okay? And so if I were sitting them down so that you could see from the front view, they're gonna just stack and make a cute stack, okay? Now what I was originally thinking of doing was stacking them like this and wrapping them with ribbon, and so it would sit up like this, right? However, I decided I didn't like it so like square. like that, like just so I like it a little bit more whimsical. So I wanted to be able to sit my blocks more, you know, like jaggedy, like that. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Like that, you know, like stack them fun looking. So what I decided to do is that I'm just going to decorate one of my blocks, the one that will sit on top. Okay. So now we need to decide which one we want to decorate. It doesn't super matter. They all look very similar. So I guess I'll just do this one. Okay, so you make sure that all of your images, that there isn't anything that's upside down. Okay, so we're going to use this one and decorate it. Okay, so I'm pulling in several different ribbons that we can choose from. I have our mesh ribbon, which is silver, and I wasn't sure if I want silver, but I thought we'd give it a try because it's kind of fun. Okay, I know a lot of people use this for home decor projects because it looks spider webby, but it also looks really pretty to make like into something bigger. Okay, so then I have the white glitter ribbon. And then I have the red ruffled ribbon, which I love. Now, I forgot to look today, but I did look last week, and it was on low inventory. So hopefully it is still available. So what I wanted to do is wrap a bow, and I wanted to test drive this one. See, I think it's too wobbly, and so it's not going to stack nice. So I was thinking... And Marty, I was thinking that you would vote for the glitter. I was thinking that we would wrap this one with the white glitter, which isn't super noticeable on the sides, but I think that it's going to look cute when it's all done. Okay, so I'm actually going to leave really long tails on it because I want it to flop over so you'll see it. And let's just tie this in a knot. All right. So we'll tie this in a knot, and then it will have some nice tails flopping over. That's a little excessively long, so we'll trim that down a little bit. And we can trim that a little bit more if we don't like the way it looks, okay? We could use some of this, but I think we're going to just stick with this, and you'll see what we're going to do. We're basically going to build this up. We're going to build up a decor piece on the top, okay? So what I took, I'm trying to pick it up here off the table, is our shimmery white cardstock, and I cut a label. This is from our Tasteful Label dies, and I just picked this one. And honestly, after I cut it, I realized that the seasonal labels that goes with this whole suite has one that's super similar, so I could have picked that, but I had already just done this, so this is what we're using. Okay, and all I'm doing is using it to create a base that I can build everything off of for our topper. Okay, so I have that. And we are going to use our ruffled red ribbon to make like a, I don't know, what am I going to call this? Like a circle bow, kind of. Okay, and it's going to make a floppy bow here on the top. That's a little bit too tight. I don't want it that tight. So I'm just going to spread my fingers out a little bit more and wrap it again, so that it's a little bit longer and it'll flop over the edge of my block a little bit more. Okay, so we'll cut this. Can I do this left-handed? Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we are going to glue this to our base that we're building, like that. Okay, is it starting to make sense a little bit? So I have my beautiful hot glue gun. Now don't make fun of me. It works. Actually, it's like my Old Faithful. It's kind of like having an old car that just doesn't die. I figure, why get a new one if this one's working just fine? Okay, so put this into the mess of glue and hold it for a second. And then we're going to need to lift up layers and just keep layering this on until the whole thing is the whole figure 8. I guess you could call it a figure 8, but it's way more than 8. We just need to get this all glued down. So did you guys have a good weekend? Did you guys do anything exciting? I honestly just woke up this morning exhausted. I just feel like I ran all weekend, but it was super fun to have my son home. And yeah, we were pretty much home all weekend. But I cooked and cleaned. Okay, so now that it's stuck, now you can kind of fluff this out. Whoops. Let's see, I'm pulling it a little too early because I'm trying to move on. All right, I think that that's going to stick so that we can do our next step. Okay, so the next thing I have is I cut out this out of our Evening Evergreen cardstock. It's the Christmas Pine Cone die, and I just cut out this gigantic piece, okay? And so what happens is it looks like this, but you obviously don't need all of this. So it's super handy to just cut some of this up. And what I should have done is actually done it underneath there, but I forgot. So we're going to have to just tuck it like that. And see how it starts to build a scene? Now, since that is paper, I can actually just use my regular liquid glue. And I will just put some glue there and tuck in some of my evergreen pieces. Okay, and so that's what we're going to do sort of on a couple places. Now I think that this is going to be way too big, so I am going to cut some of that off, actually quite a bit of it off, and we'll put some on this other side like that. See how you don't even know what it came from? It just starts looking like evergreen pieces. It doesn't look like you've cut up a gigantic piece. I can't get all this to, there we go. All right. Now we're going to stick that in there, and then it starts building a scene. Now I'm going to, I think I'm going to stick that one in there. Now, like I said, I should have just put this underneath the ribbon, but I forgot. So we'll just piece it in here like this. All right, I'm going to do one last piece over here on this side, and then we're going to call it good. Okay, so if you cut these big pieces out, you can use these for quite a few projects. You can use one of them that will last for several projects. Okay, so now we have this scene being built. Now I have, these are, I think they're boxwood stems from Walmart. And I just peeled a couple of them off, and can you see that they're glittery? I sprayed them with glitter spray paint, and it just makes it more exciting. And I am going to cut these so they're a little bit more sizable. They're a little bit big. And we are going to put these on there like this. Okay. So this is going to require quite a bit of glue. And we will stick these on there, and hopefully I won't burn myself. Oops. I should have brought my little silicone finger things. At the Dollar Tree, they sell these silicone, oh my goodness. There's hot glue flying everywhere here. They sell these little finger things that you can put on your fingers, and then you can push on your glue and it doesn't burn you. Okay, so I'm sticking this on. I'm just going to hold it for a second to make sure that it stays. Let it dry. All right. It's still totally wet, but I think it's gonna stay while we do the next part. Okay, now we're gonna put this aside while it dries. Now I am pulling out, let me show you the Christmas season stamp set, okay? This is the stamp set that you use to go with the entire suite. And what I did is I stamped it on just regular white cardstock, and I used Evening Evergreen, Garden Green, and Pear Pizzazz pads, okay? And I actually forgot to bring some cardstock over here. So I will just show you right here what it looks like when you stamp it. So it comes with 2 different layers, okay? It's like a 2-step stamping technique, okay? And what you do is, this is the lower level, and you use the Garden Green pad. And the first thing you do is you ink it up, okay? And then you just stamp it, and that makes your lower level, the base layer, okay? Then you put that one away, and you pull out a darker color. And so you can do this with any set of colors. So the next layer is going to be the detail on our holly, okay? This is the Evening Evergreen pad. And all you do is stamp on there, and you totally can't see it because this is really not good cardstock. This is a darker color, and it makes the detail on the stamp. So let me show you what it looks like, because I did it on regular cardstock. So I'm sorry that I can't show you that. But this is what it looks like in real life, okay? So can you see that there's the darker layer and then the lighter layer, okay? So I did a couple of those, and I die cut them out so that you wouldn't have to watch me do all that. And I also stamped several of the other leaf stamps in there with Pear Pizzazz. And I cut out several matching pieces in vellum cardstock. So when you do home decor stuff like this, you just want lots of layering and lots of texture. That's really what it's all about with home decor, is layering and texture, okay? So we're going to stick some of these pieces in and see how that just starts to add some cuteness in there. So I can't decide if I think that I should probably use hot glue. I don't know where this is going to stick in here. So let's just make sure that it'll stick, and I will use hot glue. So I'm going to use some of these holly pieces and stick them in wherever that's going to look cute. Okay. And I'm going to put a couple down here. Actually, let's put this in. Let's see if this looks good first on this side. Yes, I love that. I absolutely love using vellum. Love it, especially with home decor stuff. And let's see. I'm going to put that one in underneath the holly on this side. You don't want it too matchy-matchy. You want it to kind of, like I keep saying, building a scene. Whoops, can't get that out of there. There we go. All right. I'll stick these guys in there. I don't know if you can see how much glue is there. It's a lot, but it makes sure that it holds. All right, so we'll stick that in there. See, this is looking super cute. I'm actually going to go ahead and stick a vellum one on there. Why not? Okay, I'm starting to love this. Does it look as cute to you as it does to me? And since I already have this, why don't we stick it in? Let's stick it in over here. Let's not let it go to waste. Okay, can you see how cute that's looking? It's like a whole And see what it looks like on the back? Like it's all just building up and creating this whole scene. Okay, so what we are going to do on the very top, I'm looking on my desk here. Okay, got these last year from the Dollar Tree. Okay, it was just a bag of mini pine cones, and it looks like they were like spray painted with white paint or something, like there's, you know, to help them look like snow. So for $1, I said, yes, please. So we are going to glue these on top like this. Okay, so again, big blobs of hot glue. Big blobs here. Okay, somehow this fly is in my craft room and now it's flying around my head. Okay, let's see if we can crunch this last one in. Okay, this is looking so cute. What do you think? Doesn't that look awesome? Okay, now the last little addition that we're gonna make is, again, using the matching stamp set. This is the one that goes with the whole suite, except it's all words. And we're gonna use the 'Tis the Season stamp set. Stamp. Okay, so I'm just taking that out, putting it on my block. See, I did bring a small piece of cardstock. I just forgot to bring one to stamp those holly leaves. So just so that everything matches, I'm going to use my Pear Pizzazz pad so that it matches all the stuff, all the greenery that we already stamped. And we're going to stamp 'Tis the Season. And there is no die for that, so it's just an easy one to fussy cut out. So we will cut that one out really quick. And we're going to add this for kind of a little finishing touch. Now remember, these are going to be little decor blocks that you can just sit. Now someone would put this maybe in a tiered tray. Look how cute that's going to look right there. So I think what I'm going to do actually is use dimensionals on that one because I want it to be built up. So I'm trying to decide if this is going to be too big. I think I need to put it straight on here. And I'm actually going to build a couple of them up so that it stays up high enough. See how two of them stacked on top of each other makes it a little higher? And we are going to tuck that right in there. I love that, like your finishing touch. So you can kind of now like fluff your ribbon, kind of have it look however you'd like. Now we will be able to layer it on the top of our block. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to turn your block, figure out what you want on the front. No, I think I want that one on the front. And then we will layer that whole thing on top of this entire thing. Now, because there's a knot there, I'm going to hope that this works okay. Hopefully it will attach. Otherwise, I might need to fix it after I get off of here, but for now I'm going to push it down into the hot glue and hopefully it will attach to that. Okay, oh yeah, it's sticking. Good. All right, what do you guys think? Isn't that pretty? All right, you know what? It's totally not dry yet because I put so much glue on there. But it will dry, and then I will be able to show you from the front view because it's going to be hard to show you what this is going to look like. But so pretend like this is, let's see, what do I want to show? Pretend like this is going to be on the table. Like this is kind of what it would look like on your tiered tray. Does that make sense? And so then this would be your top view, would be your little stacked blocks. So I realize that that looks weird. So let's bring you back up so that I can, hey Julia, thank you. Let's bring you back up so that you can see a regular front view of the project, because I think it'll make more sense to you that way. Okay. So here it is. So this is like how it would sit on your tiered tray or on a little side table or whatever. Do you like it? So this is what the top looks like. It's super full of dimension and height, ribbon, pine cones, all kinds of good Christmassy stuff. Okay, and so like I said, these are the blocks from the Dollar Tree, and you can paint them and cover them with all kinds of designer series paper. And honestly, I think that you could cover these with like, well, I don't know, some of the other prints, like even the Harvest DSP for fall. Fall's not over yet. So you could still do that and put a really cute little scene on top and have them be for the fall season. So you could do different ones for year round. So see how this isn't quite as cute if we would have wrapped the whole thing. I like it a little bit more hodgepodge like that when I'm going to sit it. That's why I didn't want to tie the whole thing together. But anyway, so there it is. That is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope that inspires you to give it a try. Maybe buy the beautiful Painted Christmas paper. And I will put a link to all the products when I get off here, and it'll take you right to my website. Thank you so much for spending some time during your lunchtime with me. And I hope that I've just inspired you and had some fun today. I hope that you have a wonderful beginning to your week, and I will see you later on Thursday. Okay? So thanks again. Have a great day, and don't forget that you were made to create. Thanks. Bye.